3, 2, 1, go. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Shidomi Gaming here with College Hoops 2K8 and our Texas Southern Legacy. This is episode 2, and I have bad news for anybody who watched episode 1. I realized I recorded the entire first season on mute and did not save it before starting the game, so I could not go back and play again. So what I've done is start over and made Coach Shidomi again, did the same exact setup where I have all the points into Charisma, and I have selected my 2 assistant coaches, and I modified the schedule like we did where every game is a home game and changed it to be similar, if not the same, that we did before, and we will start again. What I have not done is do any of the recruiting because I figured why not do that again together. So I believe everything is random every single time, so it's very unlikely that we'll find the same exact ones, but we will need the same type of players. So we still need a point guard, we still need a center, and then we'll look for potentially a power forward, hopefully. But we'll go ahead and get started here. We can go ahead and show the targets. There's none there. It's all new. We still have 6 to give. Again, probably just focusing on 3, as I mentioned. So we'll go ahead and find our 3 targets here. We'll go to here. I guess we'll look through mundane first. We're not going to get a 5-star recruit. I know that's not expected. Probably not a 4-star. This looks very promising, though. A number 16 power forward, number 123 overall. Louisiana Lafayette, Northwest State. Is that what that is? I don't even know what NWST is. New Orleans and Lamar. I think that's not bad for Charlie Hansen. So we're going to add him to the list and recruit him. Absolutely. Small forward. Also very good. Ooh, this is exactly what we're looking for. Number 156 point guard, Daryl Shields, excuse me. Sam Houston State and I'm not sure. Southern? Maybe that's Southern University? Either way, he's going on the list as well as a point guard, mundane. We'll add Chris Pasco as well because nobody there is... Oh, and Lavelle Hooper, and we're already number 3. Ooh, we're gonna get a point guard here. Power forward, point guard, power forward. Okay, now we're getting into the 2 stars. We need to find a center, so I don't care as much about mundane. This would be huge. Okay. Joaquim Latham. Probably get into 4th already above Lamar as the 119. We have to. We got to try. All right. I'm good with that. Yeah, we get right into 3rd place overall for him already. So let's go into targets. We have 5 targets. I'm going to keep it like this. And we'll go ahead and get started. All right, let's simulate through the day here and skip the calendar event notifications. Go right now. The reason I go on to Tuesday of the following week, excuse me, because this is the first day you can actually offer a scholarship. So I like to do that. I like to get the scholarship out to these guys as quickly as possible to try to give us a leg up on anybody anywhere we can, especially when we're going after the number 123 recruit in the country in Charlie Hansen. And then, yeah, I like our chances here. Maybe not here. Daryl Shields with Houston and Rice kind of taking an early lead there. We're going to actually, all right, we're going to also get rid of Pasco because we're not catching Texas Tech or Houston there. But we could do this. And Lavelle Hooper. All right, let's start off by doing all of the recruiting and scholarships that we can here. And phone recruits. All right. And those are our 3 guys. I feel good with that. I feel great. If we can get even 2 of those guys, that would be huge. simulate to week 2. Now, I'm not going to spoil how I did in the now deleted video since I didn't actually record anything since I was on mute the entire time, but we did okay. And now I have an idea of how we might play this year. And so I guess it's really for me to know to see how we do comparatively. We'll go ahead and offer or recruit all of these guys. Oops, almost rescinded the scholarship. Now, this next week is the first week that you'll start to see the computer teams start to offer scholarships. So this is really a big week right here. Game 1, loss versus Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Wow, 32 for their center. He dominated us. We had real foul trouble. 4, 4, 4, 4. Wow, we could not stay on the court. All right. Well, we're going to chalk that up to an unfortunate situation. Let's see here. Nobody else offered a scholarship, so that is great news. The reason we can only do phone recruit and email recruit this week, as I will mention here now, if you have a game, there's a glitch or a bug or whatever you want to call it, an issue where if you have a game on a Sunday and the time leading up to the in-season recruiting or signing period, it only allows you to do up to a phone recruit. So we unfortunately don't have the points. A lot of people will save it before, so that way you can go and modify your schedule. It's fine for me. It's an unfortunate circumstance, but it is what it is. All right, 0-1. We need to get back we need to get in the win column here versus CSU Bakersfield. Let's see, at home, and we get the 11-point victory. Now versus Longwood here, the Lancers. Let's see, can we make it 2 in a row? No. All right, 1-2. Let's see how our guys played. Hopefully not everybody fouled out again. Not bad. 15-8 for our center, who is our worst starter, so that's interesting. 2-12, who probably is our best player at 68 overall. I'm pretty sure he is, yeah. And only shot the ball 3 times. That's not great. All right. A win is a win, though. Texas Southern, there's 13 for him this time, 4 of 9. That's what I like to see. Get involved in the offense a little more. All right, there we go. One team. Okay, we lost our power forward. That's fine. We're not catching Louisiana Lafayette when they're that far ahead of us. But really, the 2 positions we need, center and point guard, we're out to a big lead here, which is very, very good to see and makes me feel quite excited, to be honest. Let's go back to the mundane. There were a lot of mundane players here. Is there anybody else that haven't? I know we said we weren't going to do shields. Maybe Maurice Moran, 302. We could probably find somebody better. Maybe let's go to national and go to 3-star, and it is filtered by the best overall. So let's look to see if there's anybody low that we can maybe swoop in here. Not bad. This guy was averaging 14 and 8. Terrence Barrett. We'll add him to the list and then compare after. Just going to kind of go quickly to see if there's any player that doesn't have a scholarship and everybody's pretty low. This one's not bad. Ooh, Leighton Garrett. Wofford and Winthrop are his top 2. 11, that's fine. I mean, I'm not too worried about what they do in the ABL. Fresno. Actually, I like this a lot. 10 and 7. Yeah, we're going to... I know it's only 27% interest to start, but that feels good. Nick Sparrow. Because if Fresno State doesn't offer him, we're really in a good position. So let's get rid of Terrence Barrett, and those will be our 3 guys. All right. Let's get a couple victories here. New Jersey IT, we should beat, hopefully. Yes, that is a 30-point win. That feels good. Now this is Savannah State. Again, should be winning. Yikes. All right, 2 and 3. Not a great start. Not horrible, but not great. We had 18 for 22 there. How did anybody play here? 18 and 8 for our guy number 15, probably who I want to see play the best. All right, okay, as soon as I say we feel good about that, Fresno State goes and offers a scholarship. Perfect, lovely. All right, wow, already Joaquim Latham, the only one there. That is incredible, to be honest. Let's invite him to the campus as well and go find ourselves another. I guess we'll go back and do the small forward, Terrence Barrett. Yeah, let's just go for it. I'm good with that. I don't think we'll get him, but why not? We'll add him to the list. We'll try. If we get the other two guys, I feel great, honestly. All right, let's beat Maryland Eastern Shore, please. Thank you. A 4-point win is not great. Only scoring 52 points is not great, but that's okay. I just remembered I have not set the coach profile here like we did last time. So let's do this again. We did skills and size, and we did all plays, man-to-man, 2-3 matchup. Do this quickly. 1-2-1-1. Occasionally 9. That's fine. Yep. And let's get back on defense. Okay. All right. Wow. Invite recruit to campus. Scout recruiting game. Scout recruiting game. I feel great, you know. Maybe recording on mute was a blessing in disguise because these guys are incredible. Two top 200 players. If we can get both of those guys, that would be insane. That would be change our entire. Oh yeah, I feel great about this. All right, this guy is gone. How many teams are going to offer him a scholarship? Bradford, Butler, Wisconsin, Milwaukee. Not catching any of those guys. All right, let's continue on with the recruiting of these two, our main guys. All right, let's find. I'd like a power forward. Let's take a look. I doubt a 4-star, right? No. Okay. Maybe we can aim a little lower though. Yeah, right here. Worcester, Massachusetts, top 200. I know Massachusetts is in there. Harlem Heat. All right, I feel decent about this guy. Add him to the list. Porter Anthony, I know you're a little undersized, especially for a D1 school, but we've got room for you on our team, I promise. All right. Howard and Norfolk State, we need 2 of these. This is not great. I don't love the start. I usually like to at least get 6 or 7 wins before, I guess we're still on track for that, before the conference tournament or the conference play, because I probably need another 8 wins or 9 wins in the conference play to have a winning record, and that's going to be tough. First season. Nobody's offered him, right? Perfect. Maybe we can do some noise in the tournament here. Texas Southern versus Florida A&M. That's not having a great start here. I do want to see, do we have a chance here? Versus Wofford. 71 versus 67, maybe. Yeah, it's a loss. And Bethune-Cookman, hopefully we win this one. No, 2 losses in a row. All right. We can't get these recruits in quick enough. They are going to change our university and change our progress here a lot, and we definitely need them sooner rather than later. Wow. These guys are... I usually don't... I mean, this is what goes to show you, though. You go to a major city, like we talked about, out of Houston, out of San Antonio, regional and mundane, you just have more options. We will get these guys. There's nobody even close. Now, Porter here, I don't know. We're going to have to put in the work. I can't guarantee anything. But those other two guys, we are definitely getting. And they're going to come in probably in the 70s and just be the best players in the entire conference to start. That's going to be huge for us. All right, 6 and 7 in the non-conference play. We're really going to have to turn it on to do something to get a above 500 record for that. I might just skip through here a little bit. No, it's okay. We'll go week by week. Getting ahead of myself here. But we're really going to have to do some work here in the conference tournament or the conference play if we're actually going to finish above 500. All right. Not how we want to start. 2-point loss is not terrible, but it's not great. How are the guys playing so far? 8.5 points a game, 3 assists. Okay. 10 and basically ones. 10 and 4. 10 and 6. 6 and 4. So really nobody is standing out. Everybody's just kind of mid at best. All right. Well, how do we look here? Still nobody. Still nobody. All right, so what are there? Probably 15 games in the conference. We can do this. Prairie View. Let's start right here. Home game versus Prairie View. Only 3 wins this year. There we go. 16-point victory. That's exactly what we needed. Now we turn it around. Now we start. Okay, we're only getting phone recruits now, so everybody will be the same. All right, 3 games. Jackson State is 10 and 8, so that might be a tough game. Alcorn State, though, are we home or away in this first one? Looks like we are home, so we hopefully, fingers crossed, get the win here. Yes, 2 in a row. Grambling, 3 and 8 on the road. Okay, here we go, boys. Now we're back above 500, 9 and 8. This will be a big game versus Jackson State. That would have been huge. That's okay. 17 and 15 for those guys. 10 and 14. 18 for him. 8 of 9 from the floor. That's a pretty good game for him. It looks like just kind of anybody can show up any one night between these 2 shooting guards and the small forward. And even, I guess, our shooting guard number 30 here. He's got a little game in him as well. Just go through quickly here. Make sure nobody is looking like we won't get them. Should be good. We'll probably go up until this week where we only have 1, and we'll take a look at the conference play and maybe look at the top 25. We'll go a couple more weeks to see where everything shakes out. Alcorn State on the road. We beat them at home last week, and we lose to them on the road. That is unfortunate. All right, 9 and 10. We're doing okay. Could use a win here. How is Arkansas Pine Bluff? Kind of got beat up. Lost by 14. Lost both halves. All right. Let's just continue on. And really, I hate to say it, but I'm already kind of looking forward to next season with those 2 guys coming in. Because they're going to... And then, really, we're bringing back our 3 best players this year and adding 2 better players. So I am, as we lose again by 25 there, definitely looking forward to next season. Alabama A&M, no, another loss. Okay. Well, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. How many games do we have? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 games left, so we can get to best 18 and 13 right now. Doubt we'll win out, but there's always hope. All right, 10 wins. We need to go on a little bit of a spree here to hopefully get back to above 500. That would be the goal. And I mentioned we will look at the conference play now. How are we doing? Standings 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're in 6th. We did look for middle of the pack. So we're only a game out of there. So really, we're not doing as bad as I thought. I feel a little down about it, but sixth place. We can easily get back up to fifth. Couple games behind these guys. It's not out of the question that we can get back in there. How are we doing here? Really nothing, huh? Alabama A&M dominating. Arkansas Pine Bluff as a team dominating. Again, Alabama A&M, Mississippi Valley State. All right. Let's take a quick look at the top 25, see if anybody there is unexpected. Kansas at number 1, Michigan State at number 2, Arkansas, Connecticut, Marquette, UNC, and Tyler Hansbrough at number 6, Oregon. Derrick Rose of Memphis at number 8, Villanova and Minnesota round out the top 10, Duquesne in the A10, 19-3 at 14, not bad. Couple Big East players there in Pittsburgh and Louisville, Texas. Well, no surprises other than really Duquesne in there. I guess Seton Hall would be a surprise. They're probably not great, 84 overall. Being 12th overall in the top 25 is pretty surprising, to be honest, actually. Mid-major. Anybody? Do we see Davidson with Steph Curry at this point? We are going to go take a look, to be honest, to see stats, player stats, and I don't remember which conference Davidson is in. Are they in the Southern? Yes. There is a young Steph Curry, shooting guard number 30, 21 points a game, 87 overall. Absolutely incredible. Do they show his 3-point 91? That's low for Steph Curry, huh? Even at that point. All right, let's see. Let's get back. A couple weeks left of recruiting here. See how we do. Again, looking for a bit of a streak here to keep our above 500 hope alive. Grambling at Texas Southern. That's another victory. Jackson State, who we lost to earlier in the year. They're 17-9, but we are home. 2-point loss. 2 points. Wow, close. Anybody starting to turn it around? 8. We got 11, 10, 10, 6. Okay, nothing great. We'll continue on recruiting here. Just take a look, make sure. Nothing new. All right, so we have 2, 4, 6 games left, and we're... What do we can lose? 1 game, maybe? And there it is. All right, so... We have to win out now to finish above 500. I guess there's the conference tournament as well, so really we got to win a game in the conference. Oh, there we go. I don't think we're going to do it this year. It's okay. Let's see. My hope here with Porter Anthony, and the reason why I've kept points on him, is because I am hoping that Massachusetts and VCU, neither of them have a scholarship to offer. Otherwise, they probably would have already with that high interest. So I'm hoping they just fall off after the conference tournament and after March Madness, and we're left all alone to put all of our points in there. I imagine Joaquim and Lavelle are both going to commit immediately to us, which is a top 10 center in the country coming to Texas Southern. That is going to be huge for us. I don't even care about whatever stats he's looking at. What in the world is these 3-point percentages? 12 of 19 for 63% from 3? Joaquim, you are an animal. My gosh. I wish I was playing the games. I would be shooting threes all day with him. All right. Let's go through the final 2 weeks since the recruiting is wrapped up for this week. I'm not overly hopeful for anything. I was hoping for a little bit of a better first year, but that's okay. Yep, recruiting is over. That's okay. Another loss. And what does this look like? Let's win this game. Let's spoil their senior night. Perfect. We crushed them as well. All right. Unlikely that we're going to win anything here, but we'll see what happens. Yeah. First round loss. All right. That's fine. What do we look like? Point guard number 12 out of, what is that, a suburb of Chicago? Is that right? Peoria. With 8 and 3.5 is okay. Biloxi, Mississippi, native, goes for 11 a game for us with 2 rebounds, 1.5 steals, and an assist. Our other shooting guard here, 10.1 points a game with 3.5 rebounds, 1.5 steals, and an assist. 10 and 6 for our best player, who did not play like it apparently, and our 58 overall senior center with 6.5 and 5 rebounds a game. Nothing really to write home about anywhere there. Really looking forward to the next season. Oh, shooting guard number 5 is unhappy. We could have had that attribute point. Let's go quickly and look at the tournament tree here. Mississippi Valley State gets the play-in game, huh? So they won the conference tournament for us. Is that what that looks like? I guess we can go to Conference America East, and we are the, where are we? The Southwestern. Yeah, Mississippi Valley State. They go through and they win it all. As definitely not the number 1 seed. They beat everybody else. Good for them. Although it only gets them to the play-in, so probably not going to be great. Okay, let's go to the regionals here. Michigan State. Let's see if there's anybody that stands out here. Western Kentucky is a 4 seed. Duquesne is a 5 seed. That's interesting for those two. So really a mid-major team is going to go through there, right? Duquesne, I guess A10 is a major conference, maybe not a mid-major, but Minnesota, North Carolina, all looks. Duke is an 8 seed. That's surprising. That's quite low for Duke. You don't see that very often. Baylor and Xavier, all looks pretty standard. Would love to see another 15/2 with Georgetown again. That'd be great. Go Syracuse, go Orange. USC, Florida State, Indiana versus Southern Illinois. Clemson versus UNC Asheville. Is this UNC Asheville with Kenny George on their team? I'll have to go look. That's interesting to think about. Kenny George, if you are not familiar, was maybe 7'7", 7'8", absolutely enormous, and caused havoc. And I believe he must have, because I believe he played against Tyler Hansbrough. So this is probably the year for Kenny George. We'll go take a look at that, actually, because now I'm curious. Oh no, excuse me. I had that backwards. I thought Arizona was the 12 seed. Unfortunately, my Syracuse Orange do not look to have made the tournament. We're going to go and around the NCAA conferences and look for UNC Asheville. I can't remember which conference they're in. I believe it's one of these smaller ones, not the A10. Probably can go pretty quick, I would imagine. There. All right. UNC Asheville. Center number 45. So how do I get to look at the players? What conference are they in? The Big South? Player stats. Let's really going on a side quest here to find if Kenny George is in there. UNC Asheville, center number 45. There he is, 7'7", 360 pounds. I knew it. I remember him playing Tyler Hansbrough. Enormous man. All right, let's go. Let's go back to the tournament tree here. And we're going to go right to the Final Four and see if we get any upsets here. Well, Villanova make the championship game over Indiana, and we get UNC and Kentucky. So a couple blue bloods in here. Let's go through and see if there's any major upsets quickly. 1-9-5-4, nothing. Louisville, sure, but that I wouldn't consider an upset being a major school. Same thing with UCLA. I know it's a 10 seed, but they're still a good team, and they had Kevin Love and Russell Westbrook at the time. Kansas putting up 106 on Houston. Good Lord. 1-4-5, 6-3, nothing major. All the top 4 teams made it there. What about on the other side? Michigan State, George Mason, 13 over a 4 seed. Okay. Oh, we get Washington beating Michigan State, the overall number 1 seed. Not bad. Our conference, Mississippi Valley State, made it, and of course they got crushed, but that's okay. Everything looks normal there. Oh, another 9 over a 1 seed. Well, Vanderbilt is a surprising 1 seed, if I'm being honest. So it's not crazy to think that Alabama Birmingham could beat Vanderbilt. I don't know the next time we'll see Vanderbilt as a number 1 in college basketball. Maybe baseball, but basketball not quite so much. Baylor beating Central Connecticut. So Central Connecticut beating Pittsburgh. It's a pretty big upset. Kentucky and Rhode Island. As we know, Kentucky made the Final Four, so they weren't getting upset. Ooh, you love to see Providence beating Georgetown. Now, Providence being another Big East team, but they just historically have not been nearly as good as Georgetown, and certainly not the rival that Georgetown and Syracuse have. So, all right, let's go into see who wins the championship, and Kentucky gets the championship. Now, this is pre-Calipari era, so Calipari was still at Memphis at the time. So congratulations to Kentucky. All right, let's go through. Have a player chosen all conference. I did not expect that. I don't know who that would have been. That'll be interesting. Maybe our small forward? I'm not sure. He had a decent amount of rebounds. Kentucky wins the championship. Tyler Hansbrough finished with 28 and 7.5. Incredible. Mid-major player of the year with 25.5 and 10.5. Good for him out of New Brunswick, New Jersey for Ryder. Wow. Kentucky's coach. That makes sense. They won the championship. Defensive player of the year, Alabama A&M. Really? Out of our conference, huh? Pretty incredible. 14.5 rebounds and 2.5 blocks. You can't say he didn't earn it. That looks like the player of the year for us. Tyler Hansbrough, freshman of the year, goes to Kevin Love, averaging nearly 20 and 6.5. First team All-American. Do I recognize anybody? Tyler Hansbrough. Is this Andrew Bogut out of Australia and Utah? I don't know if that timeline makes sense. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it might be. I can't think of another Australian center that would be really good. Michigan State, New Orleans, Texas Tech Ryder, and, well, that's Roy Hibbert, who gave us fits at Syracuse. Freshman All-American, I probably know a few of these. O.J. Mayo, Eric Gordon. I cannot remember. I know he was a dynamic duo with Michael Beasley, Be Easy here, and Kevin Love. Who is that? Robinson? Is that? I can't remember. That's going to frustrate me. Go ahead and leave a comment if you remember who this is. Small forward number 12 for Kansas State. I remember he came in with, or he didn't come in because he's redshirted, but the two of them together were incredible at Kansas State. Anyway, moving on, we'll go to our conference and see who made it. Alabama A&M won the conference. Jackson State gets the Coach of the Year. He's the National Defensive Player of the Year. Of course, he's going to win Conference Player of the Year for us. That totally makes sense. Freshman of the Year, Jackson State. All right, let's see. Well, no first team all-conference. Second team? Yeah, it was our sophomore. 68 overall, 10 and 6. Not great, but I guess that's good enough for second team all conference. We'll take it. We'll take the point. And we didn't play any freshmen. So, all right. Continuing on, a couple of graduations. We're replacing both of these guys, so we're not worried about that. 13 and 19. Job security is low. What is that? 40% maybe? But I feel great about the next year, being as though we're probably going to get those two really good guys. 2 attributes to add. We'll add them both to charisma, but not with the current team long enough. Yeah, they make you wait 2 years before you can actually look at the coach carousel here and get a job offer. So it looks like Arizona. Lou Olson was probably still there at that time, probably retired. I don't know any of these players. Oh, our coach, Jackson... our conference lost their coach, Jackson State. Did he get hired up somewhere? Looks like no. Okay. Skip, yes, go ahead. And we obviously don't have anybody and no transfer recap in the first year. All right. fingers crossed, we should be getting 2 players immediately. Let's see. Recruiting has started in the offseason. You have 5 weeks to recruit and sign players to your team. I imagine we're getting 2 right off the bat. And then we're going to have to work pretty hard for the 3rd. But if the other 2 teams that were listed there, who I don't remember off the top of my head, fall off the map, then I feel good about it. If not, we will reassess. Okay, here we go. Joaquim Latham signs with Texas Southern. Excuse me, that is incredible. Absolutely massive for the team. And again, Lavelle Hooper. So that is our point guard and center situated. That is, amazing. Let's take a look. All right, now our power forward, Porter Anthony, 53% interest, not high, but if the other 2 teams fell off, then we have a good chance. And they're there. All right. That's fine. We will keep these. And let's take a look to see if there is anybody worth going after here. Anybody that we see that we think may be worth it. Daryl Lamptey, I think that might be worth it. The thought process here is that if Idaho doesn't offer him a scholarship, they will fall off immediately. And he averaged 14.5 rebounds. Yeah, we'll do this. And we will see how that goes. All right, we'll go through to the next week and see if there are any updates for our 2 guys, Porter and Lamptey there. All right, Idaho offered Daryl Lamptey a scholarship, so we're going to rescind this one. There's no way we're going to get him. I still feel okay about Porter Anthony here. I know we don't have a lot of points. I mean, 57% is not great. Let's see if there's anybody else with at least medium. And seniors. Another power forward there. Ooh, low. Let's see. Maybe we'll try for Ishmael Clifton here. The problem is we don't have many points left. Being a small school, there's only enough to do the phone recruit. I don't think that's enough to get us through. And there goes Porter. All right. Well, Porter Anthony goes to Massachusetts. That's fine. What about here, Ishmael? Let's add him to the target list. What was he, 65? I mean, we might be able to get there. Like I said, if we get above 75%, there's a chance. Just keep throwing the points at him. If he gets up 10%, we have an opportunity. 83. Okay, let's see. Well, either way, we know we got a great recruiting class. Look at this. 119 in the country for Joaquim Latham and number 184 at Lavelle Hooper. Absolutely incredible. These guys are going to change our program absolutely immediately. And those were the 2 positions of need we needed as well. And if we get the 3rd guy there, who's also in the hundreds, is going to be incredible. I don't feel super confident about it, but we'll see. And he did. Ishmael Clifton signs with Texas Southern. That is incredible. Wow. Well, that'll wrap up this season. Recruiting signing period has ended. Would you like to advance to the next season? We will end this video here. Next episode, we will come back and do season 2. We'll show all of the new guys, the 3 new signings that we got. Probably all starting. We might start the small forward number 15 there at power forward again. We'll see. We'll wait for next episode for that to come true. And I really appreciate everybody sticking through the video and can't wait to see you for season 2, episode 3. And thanks for coming along. We'll see you next time now.